Hey, welcome back everybody to another episode of Modsauce. I've been waiting for the sun to set because I've been very busy building our new base, or I should say the first building of it, the first structure. Not a base yet. The server's been having some hardware issues for 2 days, so that's why it took so long to finish this project and start recording again. Server was simply very unstable, and it was actually on the hardware of the server itself, and our admins worked a lot and were in contact with the hosting company and so on, and it seems to be fixed. So since last night I've been recording and building this, and now without further delay, ta-da, there it is. You guys remember that I said I wanted to make a modern research laboratory kind of look. Think of it of the Resident Evil video game. There's the Umbrella Corporation, and that's kind of the feel I wanted. Very clean and bright. And you guys can see on the top there, there's a lot of heat exchange. All that dark block, that factory block, that's supposed to be heat exchange plates and crates on the lamps. And then we got a lot of ventilation because, research lab with a lot of testing and bio experiments and so on. You need a lot of good air exchange. And we got some airlocks, not the ones from Hermitcraft. I actually built them just with redstone and so on. I'll show you guys how that works in a minute. Yeah, so we got 4 separate rooms with hallways in between. And they're all identical. And inside I came up with a nice little color coding that I think works very well. And let's go ahead and go inside. Bam. Alright, you see right here, let me start by this. This is the only one that's not level with the floor. I still have to do some landscaping over here. But I wanted to show you guys how it works. So you step on the pressure plate and the glass retracts, go inside, and it closes again. And this is actually 6 drawbridges, 3 on each side. And it's a little delayed, but hey, how often do you go outside? It's really not a big deal. And this is what it looks like. I don't want to get my shovel out right now. This is what it looks like underneath. And one more. So simple red net cables, and there's 2 NOT gates. So when there's no signal coming, it is actually sending a signal to the drawbridges, so they extend and it's closed. And if you step on the pressure plate, it gets a signal, interrupts it, and that opens them. Both from the inside and the outside, they all come together and work that way. Very simple principle, and actually really easy to make. And yeah, I gotta do some landscape. And now let's go inside. You guys see I have color coding. There's a red room, an orange room, a dark green room, and a bright green room. Lime green or whatever that's called. I love these lights. How you guys like these lights? I'm really happy of how this turned out. I still gotta figure out these elevators here. These 2 colors, they line up nicely, but these 2 are just totally off. So I might make this all white again, and in the basement, so it looks better. I don't like the way this looks right now. So yeah, this is all the rooms. Again, you have a lot of heat exchange and ventilation going on. Very simple, clean rooms, and we got lots of room for machines and our AE system and so on. It looks like there's nothing there, doesn't it? The glass is so clear, but there's something. Now it's open. And now it's closed. All right. And the only room that's a little different is this one over here. And because down there in the basement I have the reactor, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to have this looking through, laboratory kind of room. I think it fits nicely. You can still put machines over here if need be and so on, but we'll see what we're gonna do with this area. And you guys see I got a bunch of these direction consoles and information consoles, just so there's a little decoration on the walls here. So it's like, you look up, hey, where do I need to go? Eventually I thought we're probably gonna replace these with the Applied Energistics drives with the drives in it, so there's some flashing lights and maybe some computers that you run gobbledygook. It doesn't need to be functional to computers, but just looks better. And of course, some access terminals, crafting terminals, and so on. And we can always make them accessible from both sides, the AE stuff. So I thought that'd be really cool. Okay, now let's go in the basement real quick. Let me show you guys what's done there. It's quite big. And again, I like the lighting. I wanted to make sure, of course, there's no torches or anything. And I didn't want to make any more of these inverted white lamps. They're just quite expensive compared to these. These are covers, by the way. I didn't put whole glowstone in there because this way it's a lot cheaper. And this kind of fits with the color scheme here. And yeah, I moved the big reactor over here. I made 4 tesseracts. One is on here and one is over where our machines still are. So I have power over there. This cube is just there to charge. There's nothing hooked up to it yet. And the controller is still working. And I moved the 2 coke ovens and the blast furnace over here. And put them in the corner because we probably won't access them much anymore. Because, well, we can make steel easier now with the metallurgic infuser. And then I figured that once we have the quarry going, I'm probably gonna put that rudimentary sorting system here until we have an ME system going, and then this is going away. And along the walls, we're gonna put our automation. So if we have any kind of automatic ore processing, you know, as soon as stuff comes in the quarry, it gets smelted down and so on, we're gonna put that all along the wall. And we really, we have plenty of room. And put our cobble gen somewhere or figure it out. These right here, by the way, I had to put like that because otherwise you can see the red net cables from the door system. They're right, like this, yeah, they're right there. And I didn't want to put covers, so I just put it like this, and I think it's okay. Come on, let me place this. I could just turn on my jetpack. All right, so that's the basement, and now the cooler thing, guys. Watch this. Wall, right? Where's he going? Where's he going? Oh, bam! What's up? We're back in the old workshop. This is the ghost block from Secret Rooms. I put them here, and you know, whatever you put them at, it takes the texture of the block next to it. And I've never used this before. This is an amazing block. We can have a lot of fun with that. And you can just walk through it. And the problem, yeah, you can probably tell. So now we're inside these blocks. And I just put one down further here, so I don't need to jump. I can simply, with the step-up assist, just walk through. And there's another one. Right over here. Kind of remember this, under the light here. And you just walk in here, and there's a little tunnel. That goes over to where all the fishing stuff comes out from the fish traps. And let me show you this real quick. All these enchanted bows come from there. All this stuff. And I actually started a barrel for saddles and all the fish. It's just free stuff and no power, nothing. So I figured we'll leave it. And I'm really happy about how this worked out. I think it really has a research center lab kind of feel. Let me know what you guys think. I'd love to hear if there's anything you'd like to be done better. For example, I'm not too happy. That's the only part I'm not happy about, is this middle part here with the glass. You know, I might change to some colored glass or something. I'm not sure yet. I wanted to have a dome, but it's really hard to make a dome with this little room. Yeah, anyway, so let me know what you guys think. I'd love to hear it down in the comments. And now, we got some stuff to do today. And the first thing we're going to do today is we're gonna make ourselves something with Botania. So there's this Sojourner's Sash. I'm pretty sure I'm butchering that word. And that gives you haste, step up assist, and is feather falling also. It doesn't reduce it to 0 fall damage, but some. I don't really care about the step up assist or the fall damage reduction because we have the free runners still, but eventually we're gonna change those probably out to something better, but they're good for now. I haven't had any problems. But I wanted to make this one to be able to run faster. I need haste. Simple as that. And in order to do that, we need Rune of Earth and a Rune of Air. And so now we actually need to start with making a runic altar. So I figured we're gonna do this first. We need to turn off the magnet and drop this pearl in here. Bam, got a mana pearl. And now we can make our runic altar like that. And now there's something I have not tried before. I don't really want to point this thing at the runic altar because I'm not producing mana very fast. I have 2 almost full mana pools, and this one is filling also. It's all just passively from then. Through all the building and having this chunk loaded the whole time, we got lots of mana to spare. So I made another mana spreader, and well, we're gonna try that out in a second. How do you make this now? So we need stone. Okay. Let me make all 7 of these because we need them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. So now we get all the mana steel. And I need 3 for this, 3 for that, and 1 for this. Alright, so as far as I know is you equip the items and then right click, yep, and it places it on there. And then we need the coal, stone block, and a mushroom. Alright, so now when we right click this with the wand of the forest, what was that noise? I thought it's supposed to show us what item it's going to make. Am I missing something? Back here. Block of coal, a stone, a mushroom, and 3 mana steel. So apparently I did everything right. I just wasn't patient enough. But I played a different version. I guess it's a newer version of Botania on a different mod pack. And when you did that shift right click with the wand of the forest, it actually showed you what rune it's gonna make. And then there is like a pie chart kind of thing that fills. And when it's full, then you know, it shows you how fast it's charging. But now we see the lightning right here. At least, yeah, there it is. That means I believe it's full. And now what we need to do is drop a living rock on there and then use the wand again. There we go. Alright, so that does work. I just didn't know what I was doing. Okay, now let's make the other runes, which is 3 of these. A string, a feather, and a carpet. And alright, let's start it again. And I'll wait until it's charged. So now I also made the rune of air, and now we're gonna make this dash, and I forgot the recipe already. Rune, okay. So right here, that, like this, and there. Yay, we got our sash. And that one goes into the bobble slot right there. And look, this is now speed, and let me turn off the jetpack so you can, and I'm also gonna take off the boots so you see. What? I thought that we have step up. Didn't the book say that? Lastly, if not sneaking, it allows the wearer to walk over 1 block high gaps without jumping. Right? Maybe because I had that other one equipped and unequipped it. Yeah, now it works. So apparently when I took off the boots, it thought it lost it. And we can also jump really much higher. So this is 2 blocks. So that's cool. Of course, I'm going to leave the boots on. But I just wanted now we're really nice and fast. No, it's a lot easier to get around in these buildings and so on. Alright. And I'm going to go ahead down in the basement and prepare what we're going to do next. And clean up my bags. Look at this bad boy. I just made this sword a little while ago. It's a cleaver. Because I needed to get a lot more heads than the spawner was giving me. I should say the grinders were giving me. And I made it with 2 paper rods and had 5 modifiers. I put 1 moss and 4 times beheading. And got a bunch of wither skeleton skulls real quick. So you guys can guess what we're gonna do. I want to go kill 6 withers because I want a few beacons that we're gonna need for the rest of this episode. And I figured we have a lot of the stuff here, a lot of these miniature red hearts from the mob farm. I still have 2 more stacks and necrotic bones, and we got plenty of diamonds right now. So I wanted to make the red heart canisters, and we're gonna make 10 of these and put them on. So we got 10 extra hearts, and that's gonna take a few minutes to fill up. You know, you see on the bottom we got half a yellow heart, and that's gonna go up and fill the whole bar with yellow. And I'm gonna go ahead and make my way over to the mining world and find a good spot where we're gonna be able to kill the wither a few times. And I made a few potions of instant health, and I'm bringing 8 bottles of milk so we can get rid of the wither effect. Okay, I'll see you guys over there when I find a good spot. Okay, this should be a big enough room right here, and not too tall, not too big, so it can get away easy. I'm gonna try it with the bow first because we got this rapid fire. So I'm hoping it's not gonna be too tough. We got lifesteal on the rapier, and we got pretty good armor and 20 hearts. So even though we don't have any fancy armor, this is the fanciest pretty much right here, the diamond. Need some steel leggings because my other one's broke. And well, hopefully we'll make it. Well, let's get the first one. And make sure we don't die to the explosion. I never know how far you need to be away from that. And boom. All the lights are out. Jesus, you made a mess. Alright, alright, alright. Doing good, we're doing good. Alright, first one dead. Make some light again. And let's take a milk. Alright. Well, not too bad. We barely lost anything. And we got the first nether star, miniature yellow heart, and a division sigil. Cool. Man, this guy made a mess. Look at this. Overpowered. Nerf withers. Let me pick up all the stuff. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and kill 5 more. And then I'll meet you guys over in the base. And we'll set up these beacons. We'll set up 4 beacons, and I'll show you what I want the other nether stars for. Check it out. How awesome does this look now with the 4 beacons? That was the first reason why I wanted to kill a few withers today, so we can set up these beacons. And I thought it turned out pretty cool with these iron gray crates. They are from the chisel mod. When you put the iron blocks in here, you can get this iron crate look. Iron vents, it's called. And it's kind of fitting, I think. It's like a drainage system, and when you go on the inside, it even fits also. Because it's almost like, you know, when you wash the floor here, and you have this one drain over here where everything goes into. I think that worked out really nice. Yeah, I'm loving this building still. I think it turned out really, really nice. And the beacon's now tied together. That was the whole reason why I left these corners out since the beginning. You can see these render glitches here a little bit with the trapdoors on top. When you get closer like this, it usually stops. Yeah, now, well, I don't know, maybe I'll change them eventually to something else. I was thinking instead of using trapdoors, maybe I can make panels, but then they would cover. Nice. And we're back. Server came up a few minutes after that crash. I don't know if there's maybe still some hardware problems because their whole network went down, but we are back and ready to continue. Cool, we got the beacons done, and now we're gonna build a really cool machine that I've never made before. I played around with it a little bit to try to understand how it works, and I think you guys are really gonna like it. Now, you guys see I took down the smeltery over here already, and if you've been, you know, playing with the smeltery a lot and have moved many times, with it, you know, it's kind of a pain in the butt. And it's also not very good looking for that research lab theme that I have going over there. So there's a machine we can make from the mod Compact Machines. If you guys have never played with this, you're gonna enjoy it a lot. There's these machines right here. And there is, what is this? 6 different sizes. From tiny, small, normal size, big, giant, and maximum. This one is a 3x3x3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and then I think this one is either 13 or 15. But this one is quite expensive because you need nether stars. But we're gonna make this one right here with the diamonds. So that's gonna be the 11x11. Now, before you can do anything in this mod, you need to make a personal shrinking device. And for that we need, you guys see, we need a bunch of these for the shrinking device, and then we need more of these to make this world resizing cube. Altogether 8 of them. So I'm just gonna make these parts. We need 8 of these, 8 of these, and then we'll put them in here. Make these. And then I think it's like this. Yep, that's our personal shrinking device. And then it was like this, that. Then we got the resizing cube. And then put that together with the diamonds. And we got the compact machine. Alright, let's just put this right here. And you cannot interact with it. Well, you can right click it. I am not sure exactly how this interface works yet. But apparently, you know, from all 6 of these sides on the cube, you can pump items in and out. But let me show you guys what this is actually is and what it does. When you right click this with the personal shrinking device, we get a loading screen and we are in a different dimension. And this is that cube. So this is the 11x11x11. And you guys see these ports right here? They are, well, I can just click on this one. The interface. This is where, for example, if we build something in here and pump it in there with ME or extra utilities transfer pipes or something, then on the corresponding side outside on the bottom you can receive that or pump in. So now we're in a different dimension. You guys see there's just this cube. That's it. And you cannot break these blocks, not even in creative mode. I tried that. You cannot get out of this cube. So what we're gonna do here now is rebuild the smeltery. And then we can move this compact machine wherever we want. And everything we have in here will always be accessible by simply going inside. So we can place this cube wherever we want in the research center and so on. And I think that is really cool. And there's a few other things that I have planned for this. Now, when I press F7, there is no access. So I think that these blocks here, they emit some kind of a light, so you don't need to worry about mobs spawning in here and so on. So this should be good. Okay, let me go ahead and finish building this real quick. Alright, it's all set back up. Yeah, I brought everything that's related to Tinker's Construct in here. And also made a pattern chest. I didn't have one yet. And a chest over here with all the other stuff that we're never gonna need outside, but only in this room. And over here, check it out. I made these 6 water puddles. And what they're gonna be used for is when we get started on applied energistics. Because, just imagine you have this set up in your base. And in case you guys don't know yet, don't worry about it. I'm going to show you on when we get started with it. But you need to drop seeds and stuff for applied energistics into these water puddles. Well, if I have my magnet on, every time I run by, I would suck them out of those puddles. So, simple rule, whenever I come in here, I gotta just, you know, turn off my magnet and come in here. And then I can do whatever I need to do. And when I go back out, I can turn on the magnet. So I think it's really cool that we can do this and not need to worry about the magnet. So everything in here is done. I also went to the nether and filled this tank up again. We got enough lava for a long time for the smeltery. And, well, we're only going to pretty much use it for weapons and tools and, you know, drawbridges, that kind of stuff. So it's nicely tucked away in this room. And let's get out of here again. Okay. Now, why did I want to have a nether star for this? The problem is that if you break this machine now to pick it up, everything inside of it will pop out on the ground. So, well, if you're never going to move this, then it's fine. You can set it up somewhere. But I want to be able to move these. And there's a nether star upgrade for this. So all you do is take the nether star and right click and watch the texture of it. And now it got this frame here. There's no other way to know. It's just got this gray frame. And now I actually haven't tried it here yet. And I don't think you can get the nether star upgrade off it anymore either. And it doesn't show up in here. These are, I believe that, you know, you can tell it, hey, hook up here with applied energistics, extra utilities. I don't know if we need to put in pipes or cables or something. We'll figure this out when we get to it. So now we can break this. And it's in my inventory. And we can go over into the new building. And let's see where I'm going to put this for now. I think I'm just going to place it right here for now. Out of the way. I don't know where I'm going to put it. And it's there. And now when we enter it, everything is here. How cool is this? I think it is amazing. Again, this is from Compact Machines. Look into this mod. It's really awesome. I love it. And I don't think that this is a lot of extra stress on the server or whatever, because all you get is this one little tiny room here, and it's less than a chunk. And as far as I know, this also stays chunk loaded. You don't need to put a chunk loader in it. Nothing. I think it's awesome. The water's still here, the lava, the bucket on the wall, everything. It's amazing. All right. I'm sure that I might, you know, find some other things to do with this. I don't know. Maybe, you know, put the cobble generator that we're going to make and stuff into one of these. So if it's on the way, we can move it somewhere else. And, you know, a cobble generator is not really that nice to look at. That is all the time we have for this episode. I hope you guys like this new building. Even though I built it, I can't stop looking at it. I really think it turned out great. And I mentioned that about 500 times. So please let me know how you guys like this building. If there's anything that you think could look better, you know, even little decorations and stuff. And give me some ideas for this middle part, the glass behind me. I would definitely like to make it more, I don't know, like a centerpiece, but I don't know what to put up there. So I had an idea about maybe making it taller and then having like in Times Square, scrolling text via computers going around it. And we might call this, you know, maybe Umbrella Corp or something like that. We'll figure it out. Love to hear from you guys in the comments down there. And also, share your ideas if, you know, with the compact machines, these little dimensional cubes there. What else could we put in those that, you know, you never need, you can tuck away? I think it'd be really cool. And between episodes, I'm going to move all the machines over and start, you know, the cabling that we already have just for them power, all of the manual, and I'm going to move all the chests and the sorting system over and prepare everything so next episode we can finally set up our quarry. I want to start getting the materials in automatically, and then once that is happening, we set up some kind of an automatic processing so we have more access to materials, because the next few steps that we're going to take with applied energistics and some other mods that we're going to get into, they're going to require a lot of materials. And I would like to rather spend the time building and making this area nicer and adding buildings, finishing the buildings over in the mob farm than having to go out mining. Anyway, if you enjoyed the episode, like always, drop me a thumbs up. Those are really welcome and makes my day when I get up and I see people like my videos and subscribe. It's very rewarding. Okay, and until next episode, take care everybody. Bye-bye.